time I'm trying to film. Every time. Give me a moment. Hi, hello, welcome back to my channel. Today, it's the first video that I'm filming in the new year, so Happy New Year! I hope you had a lovely start to the new year. It will be the best year ever, okay? I'm back to talk about my new release for November. If you remember correctly, in case you don't, I will give you a recap. I am doing the Hurricane Challenge, right? Holiday Challenge you will ever do, and one of the prompts is to read a new release in the month it's released. Well, you have 60 days before if you get an ARC, or 6 days after, but still, you know, November release should not be read in July. However, I ordered one, and that was supposed to be shipped, and it wasn't shipped, and I got an email saying it would be late. Turns out it would not arrive in November, it would arrive in, what was it, between February and April or something? No. So I canceled that one, and I bought this one instead. And I'm only now starting it. It is January. I have to finish this book this month. I have to. So, anyways, this is the House Saphir. Oh, by Marissa Meyer. In case you don't know Marissa Meyer, she wrote the Lunar Chronicles, which were very good. I really enjoyed them. I actually reread them, and I have to say the first one is my favorite. But it's you know, that whole series is really good. So, the first thing that we get out of the way is this is the new release for November, and I don't know what else it would count for yet. This is what it looks like. I got these spread edges. Not on the bottom, not on top, but what I get so far, I don't really read the blurb on the back. I think this is a retelling of Bluebeard, and it has some French folklore in there. Because you have a glossary of monsters, and the authors know this, though these monsters are inspired by traditional French folklore, numerous liberties have been taken. I'm happy that, you know, I do speak French, so I do know how to pronounce the words. But even if you don't, you will understand, you have the explanation here. So I'm only on chapter 6, page 48, okay? I'm not that far. I'm going to redo this because I feel like I was talking and babbling too much. So, very easy. We have Mallory, who is a scam artist, right? She's a scammer. She's basically a tour guide for the House Saphir, who belonged to Count Bastien Saphir, also known as Bluebeard. His hair was not blue, was very black, to the point where, depending on how light it actually looked a bit blue, but it was black. So she's doing house tours, right? She has the whole shebang with, you know, ancient candlesticks, no electricity, candlesticks, and ancient mirrors, and, you know, a creaking here, a creaking there, some ghost stuff. She even has a proper mannequin that looks like the first deceased wife of Bastien. It's all fake. However, Mallory can actually see and talk to ghosts. One of them being Trifine, or Trifine, whatever, the first wife of Bastien, who was brutally murdered by a stab to the heart. She can see those ghosts and talk to them, but other people can't. Story starts off with Mallory actually waiting for two, technically three, but one is not showing up, 3 people to do a house tour with. Again, like I said, she has everything planned. She even has extras with her, because she makes up the story of, this is where the body was found, and we are 100% sure that it was the first wife, because he chopped a finger off, and on his finger was the ring that belonged to her, and here is the ring. You cannot touch that ring, but you can buy replicas. Here is a beautiful, nice replica with real silver and a real sapphire as yours for only $100, whatever. It's all fake, like I said. She's playing well, I guess. So, you have the priestess of Tyr, Sophia, and her brother Louis Dumas, who apparently, like, she wants to actually become a priestess, not yet, but in like 1 or 2 weeks she will be. And you have Louis, who, like, they want to get one final thrill together before she goes off, you know, becomes a priestess, and he's doing whatever. Mallory's doing the tour, and all of a sudden, you have an intruder coming in. Turns out that it's Axel, who, like a bit older than her, who also booked the tour. So everything is fine, everything is creaking a little here and there, but Trifine, I don't know how to say Trifine, she says, listen Mallory, I need to talk to you, there's something going on in the attic. Mallory doesn't listen because she wants to put through with the show that she has put on. Everything goes well, you know, even makes up stories of, oh, when the clock hits midnight, you can actually hear a faint scream, and you can see the ghost walk past on the upper level. Trifine plays along, you know, like, ooh, I'm a ghost, blah, blah, blah. And then, plot twist, Louis and Sophia are not who they claim to be, because they're actually investigator Sophia Blaise and her partner, investigator Louis Garneau. We've been tracking you and your sister for months. We've received innumerable accounts of fraudulent behavior, the hosting of fake seances, reading of fake fortunes, not to mention the selling of fake jewels, potions, and so-called god relics. Now, her sister is actually a reader who conveniently told Saphir and Louis, hey, listen, if you want the actual ghost tour, go to this tour guide. She's really amazing and she's doing a good job. They're sisters. They're both scamming people. And before Mallory can actually get arrested, you have Axel come in and say, listen, I need to ask you something. Can you actually talk to ghosts? Now, Mallory has not told anyone she can talk to ghosts. First off, it is weird, right? Like, imagine you have someone walk up to you and say, hey, guess what? I can talk to ghosts. I would not brag about that. And she's like, what are you talking about? What would I be able to talk to ghosts? And he's like, if you can, ask the ghost of the first wife what she was holding in the last family picture that was painted, something like that. Mallory again is like, why would I do that? Just do it. So she asked, and apparently Trifine was holding the sun. So Axel said, okay, so you can talk to ghosts. I will keep you here because I'm not Axel. I'm actually Count Armand Saphir, and this is my house. And he tells Sophia and Louis, listen, you can arrest her whenever you want, but not today. She's under my protection, so get the hell out of here. Mallory and Trifine should have noticed that because Armand looks a lot like Bastien. Could be the grandfather. I'm not really sure about the timeline yet, but I guess he needs her help to talk to ghosts. However, as you probably remember, I told you that Trifine wanted to talk to Mallory about something in the attic. Guess what? There's actually something going on, and something very big. That did not sound like a normal ghost. It's something bigger. It is a warloo, a hairy, slobbery, werewolf-like creature that is afraid of fire and allergic to silver. Created when a human sells their soul to a demon in exchange for 7 wicked pleasures. Which might sound tempting if you forget the hairy, slobbery part. Think of your dignity. They had kind of a fight, and obviously, you would think that, oh, you have the silver rings that Mallory is selling that might help against the werewolf. It's all fake. Of course it's not helping, so they fight against it because it's also afraid of fire, obviously. They fight and then they jump out the window, and that's where I'm at right now. Yeah, I'm actually really intrigued. I do like the banter between Mallory and Trifine. I'm excited to see how Armand. It's hard because the book is in English, but the names are in French. It's hard to pronounce. I just want to give you the first initial thoughts. I like it so far. It's very easily written, like you follow along quite well. If you need help with again, with the monsters, we have the glossary here. I need to know what's going on, and now that Armand knows that Mallory can talk and see ghosts, what does he have planned? Like, who does he want her to talk to? Maybe actually have his ancestor Bastien, Bluebeard. Maybe he will show up. So far, the only thing I don't like is that this is a non-removable sticker. Who comes up with that? Who does that? It's really pissing me off. But yeah, as you can also see, the staircase is very bloody, so maybe he's going up to the attic, which maybe not only house the werewolf, maybe there are other creatures, because, it's 2 pages of monsters. I'm intrigued, and I will continue to read, and then maybe halfway done, maybe when I'm halfway done, I will come talk to you again. We'll see. So, bye. Hi, I'm back. I have the coffee machine going, so you hear that. So anyways, I want to tell you that I'm done with the book. Yes, I said I would come back and give an update when I'm halfway done with it, but I'm fully done with it. I finished it. I just could not stop reading it, and I think that's a good sign. So I don't remember exactly where I left off, but Armand is indeed the descendant of Bastien. Mallory and Anaïs, her sister, they both go to that place, to that haunted mansion, and they agree to help him. Right now, obviously, Anaïs is the older one, and also the more. Well, she's the one who says, listen, you have to be upfront with him and tell him that everything you do is just a scam, you're a fraud, you have no magic whatsoever. Like, there's actually a secret of why she doesn't really have magic, but that is revealed later on. But anyways, Mallory's like, do you know how much she's actually paying? Do you have any idea? We could live a whole different life if we actually say yes to this and we actually get rid of the ghost of Bastien. So they come there, they are greeted by the people that work there, right? You have a housemate, a cook, like, there's just very few staff there, and everyone's like, well, how's that even possible? I thought you had such a big name and a big winery, and your wine is famous throughout the whole country. How do you only have 4 people? The story goes on, and yes, it is indeed Bastien that's haunting the house, and not only that, but I think I showed you the index page. You have different beasts and monsters as well. Of course, they all show up at the same time, well, not at the same time, but at the same place, and of course, they show up when the sisters are there. Yeah, basically, the story is that they come to that house, to the mansion, and have to get rid of Bastien, who is a very nice antagonist. You know what I mean? Like, he's evil, but in a good way. Sometimes you have antagonists and bad people that you just, whatever, right? But this actually, he's evil to the core. And I really enjoyed the book. There was a bit of romance going on, and I was like, really? Because coffee is done. I want to tell you which sister it was, but I was saying that, man, really? Because at one point, Amor, who is the love interest, he decided to shave himself because, it's time. And he looks so much like Bastien that he didn't want to have the beard to go along with it, because then he would even look more like him. So, given the fact that he only has such a little staff, he's like, you know what, I'm going to shave myself. And he cuts himself in bleeds. And then the sister, comes up and let me help you shave. And then, he's like, this book sometimes felt a bit too young. Maybe I'm just too old. I have no idea. You have two more ghosts show up. You have Lucienne and Beatrice. They are so cool. I love those ghosts. Like, Lucienne is my favorite. She's always, drinking, because honestly, if you see what they went through and life in general, even though you're a ghost, but I fully get it. I know why you're drinking. I get it. So much fun. And you had a cleaner, a housemaid called Julie. And there was something's going on, right? Because I don't want to say she was spying and snooping, but she was always caught looking at Mallory, for example. And whenever she was caught, she just quickly, looked away and moved away and whatever. And you could also see her give Amor cutesy hot eyes looks. There was something going on with her. I'm going to give you a spoiler. So if you don't want to hear it, don't. But for Bastien to come back, he needs to fulfill his goal of 5 dead people, and he's now on wife 3, because the 4th one actually survived, and that's what got him killed, because her brothers actually came and decapitated him. So he's on wife 3. Turns out that Julie is actually in love with someone, actually married someone, and guess who it was? Bastien. So he's on wife 4. Now he only needs one more. What a coincidence that Mallory and Alice are both there. And he's evil, like I said. He will get what he wants, no matter what it takes. If he has to kill someone in order for you to marry him, he will do that. Definitely he will. There's someone else coming in with the 4th wife who's still alive after all these years. Armand is Bastien's great-grandnephew, so you can imagine how many years have passed. But the 4th wife is still alive, somehow with magic. I gave it 3.5 stars. It's not the best book I've ever read in my entire life. I can't even tell you what the best book is that I've ever read in my life. But it's still good. Right, I gave it 3.5 stars. It was a bit slow at first, but once, after 25, 30 pages, I was in and I was hooked. Marissa Meyer Sunday again. I really love the Luna Chronicles. I love this, and I hope she continues with fairy tales and folklore, myths, whatever, because I had a good time. The ending, if you listened to what I just said, you can probably imagine what the ending is like. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed the vlog. Let me know if you read the book. I actually have the news. I do have the news book. I'm currently reading 2 books at once. Well, not really, but one is over there. So this one is the book club pick, what we talk about when we talk about love, or I had to read that backwards, and she's west, by Remy Cover. Have we done? Yeah. This is the new December release by T. Kingfisher, Snake Eater. So I heard so much about this author, and I really want to give it a go. Now this is Amazon printed. I don't know if I got a bootleg copy, or if it actually is supposed to be like this. Oh, there's Billy. Oh, my dog is called Billy. Oh my god, I'm actually gonna watch. So this is the new release for December planned already. The other one for January is not shipped yet, but it will be. So I'm busy with vlogs, and you can tell that I had to film with my phone right now because I just want to get this done. I finished the book 2 days ago, and if I would not have hit play on the camera right now, I probably would have forgotten everything. So let me know what you think about the book. Have you enjoyed it? Was it a bit too juvenile for you? Because yes, the love story was a bit. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to my channel, not already, and until the next one.